The American Institute of Stress found out in a recent study that 25% of workers say the number one stressor in life is work. That is 1 out of 4 people are saying the number one stressor is work. Number one, not 2, 3, 4, 5. That is absolutely crazy. I want to shed some light on this topic because I think it is not spoken about enough. In this video today, I want to talk about what work stress does to you, and then at the end, you're going to find out what you can do about it. Let's get into it. It's Mondays with Mihaela. That's right, me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love and appreciate support. As always, thank you, thank you, thank you. Today's topic is an interesting one because I'm going to be talking about work stress. And I believe that you have had work stress before, if not at the moment. I definitely have. I've suffered from work stress, and I know a lot of people that have, and the impact it has on our mind, body, our connection. Overall, it impacts us dramatically. The scary thing is, as I mentioned before, is that 25% people just in this survey in America are saying that work is the number one stressor. Okay, that means also work can be the number 2 stressor or 3, but 25% said it's a number 1. That is absolutely huge. Think about it. You spend so much time at work, so much time, but also effort. Why would you want it stressing you out? You know, we all experience stress in that everyday life. Let's think about work stress, our business. Our business, we're stressed, having things on timeline, making our clients happy, this, that, it's just constant stress. It brings stress to us. And like I mentioned earlier and before in my last videos, stress impacts us dramatically. So in a review, I want to take it back to Melbourne, Australia, because that's where I'm from at the moment. And in a review in Victoria, the significance of stress was looked at, in particular workplace stress, and the impact on mental health, mental illness, cardiovascular disease, and other health-related problems were confirmed in this study. And that's at home. That hits close to home. That's saying that we have mental illnesses, cardiovascular disease, and other illnesses due to work. There's a clear link there. And the scary thing is it costs $10 billion to Australian businesses. Stress, that's what it does, because people are taking time off work, people are calling sickies, people are not productive when they're stressed. We all know what happens to our brain when we're stressed. We don't produce. So imagine what that's doing to other businesses. But if you're a business owner, imagine what it's doing to your own business, how much it's impacting it. In a 2012 study published in a Journal of Public Library Science 1, found that work-related exhaustion can have a harmful effect on critical DNA in the cells. And research has also found that it shortens our telomeres. And our telomeres say our longevity and say how long we're going to live and how well we are going to live. They're the end section of the DNA. A lot of people say it's kind of like a shoelace, the end section of the shoelace, that's our telomeres. And stress shortens them. And when they're gone, we die. Okay, I hope that made sense because I just rambled on. But those who did not experience work exhaustion had longer telomeres, and that is the key. We want long, healthy telomeres in most cases. There are some cases we don't, but we're not going to go there. I'll talk about it another time. Telomeres shortening has been linked to Parkinson's disease, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even the C word, cancer. And think about it, you're spending about 90,000 hours at work. That's what the Business Insider found out, that the average person spends 90,000 hours in their lifetime at work. Let's make that a bit more feasible, reasonable. That's 11,250 days. That is 2,250 weeks. That is 563 months. That is 47 years on average you spend at work. No wonder it's stressing you out. Yes, I did those calculations. That is crazy. So if you're going to be spending 47 years of your life on this job or business, you better make it one that you're passionate about and that does not stress you out so much to illness. Wow, 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 wow. My question is, what do you want to do for the next 47 years? Tell me. I would love to know. I'll probably be still doing these videos. I'll be like, what, 70, 80, and I'll be like, oh, health is so good for you. On another note, the American Institute of Stress conducted a study that shows 25% of workers say that number one source of stress is their work, which is what I said earlier. That is absolutely crazy. And there are a number of studies showing that work is individual people's number one stressor in their life. Work, they are driving themselves crazy. According to the National Institute of Occupational Health and Safety, work stress can be defined as, so let's think about what is work stress. What can be defined as, now that we've given you all those stats and the figures what it does to us. It's defined as harmful physical, emotional response that occurs when the requirement of the job does not match their capabilities, resources, or needs of the worker. Job stress can lead to poor health and even injury, and this was written by the National Institute of Occupational Health and Safety. So what they're saying is that a lot of people are not doing the jobs that they want to be doing, so that's stressing them out. A lot of people are not doing as much as they could be doing, so that's stressing them out. A lot of people don't have enough resources, so that's stressing them out. A lot of people are just not matched properly to their job, so that's stressing them out. There's so many reasons why individuals can be stressed. But I decided, you know what I'm like, I decided to dig deeper and find out what the main cause of it is. 46% of people are saying that the main reason why they are stressed is because of their workload. And if you're working for someone else, that workload cannot really be managed because they're putting that upon you. But if you're working for yourself, you can manage your workload. And that is something that you need to get on top of. 28% of people are stressed because of people issues. Individuals are making other individuals stressed. 20% of people are because they're juggling work and personal life. They don't know how to juggle it. They don't juggle it. They juggle it too much. That's stressing them out. And 6% is because of job security, because they don't know if they're going to go and have a job tomorrow. So the main one is workload. So think about which one of those do you fall into? It's interesting, isn't it? So according also to the AIS, workers who perceive they're subject to high demands but have little control has an increase to cardiovascular disease. So if they have a lot of demand on them and they have no control over it, it's directly linked to heart disease. That is an issue. Chronic stress has been linked to, I'm just going to ramble on a few, which have been proven: mood disorders, gut issues, skin issues, anxiety, depression, cardiovascular disease, skeletal issues, sleep disturbance, concentration, brain fog, inflammation, financial stress, family issues, breathing issues. You name it, it has been linked to it. And that's the scary part. And so many other chronic conditions that push us away from our success, from our drive. That's what stress is causing us, work stress in particular. I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again. In a study of Journal of Happiness, they looked at the relationship between friendships and happiness, and they concluded that individuals who have better relationships with their friends, they are much more happier. When you're happier, you're less stressed. That is so true. I mention that because human connection is key. It is absolutely key for us to succeed. What they did is they looked at, there's a Gallup research, and they do all types of research, social, economical, political, you name it, they do it. And what they did is they looked at best friends and work. And they're saying that in the US, 20% of people have their best friend is at work. That's 20% of people. Quite interesting, because you share the same values, you live a similar life, it makes sense. But now the interesting fact is that they said if that moves from 20% to 60%, so if 60% of people had a best friend at work, that in itself would mean that 36% less safety incidents, 7% more engaged customers, and 12% higher profits. We all know businesses who are looking for higher profits. How about you make sure that the individuals at work are getting along and they're less stressed? Because that will give you a 12% boost in profit. That is extraordinary. So if that's doing so much to the business, imagine what these relationships are doing to your stress levels. Imagine what these relationships are doing to your health and your wealth later on. Absolutely crazy. So the Global Health Services Company in 2018 released results in a study exploring the impact of loneliness in the US. And they surveyed about 20,000 US adults, which is a lot of people. So David, who is the president of this study, he said that we view as a person's physical, mental, and social health as being entirely connected. So that's what I always say. It's not just physical, it's not just mental, it's not just emotional, it's all interconnected. So he said that about the study. So what they found in that study, the most loneliness generation is Generation Z. Who is Generation Z? It's those 18 to 22-year-olds. They're the most loneliness. However, also, 46% of people reported sometimes or always feeling lonely. That is crazy. 27% rarely or ever felt as though there were people who really understood them. 43% feel their relationships are not meaningful. 30% feel they rarely or never feel close to people. 53% have meaningful in-person social interactions on a daily basis. So why am I saying all this? This stats makes me sad because we're making ourselves lonely. We're making ourselves isolated. We're making ourselves stressed at work. And the reason why I brought this up is the more we work, the less of these interactions we are having. We need these interactions to thrive as human beings. The individuals who work just the right amount are less likely to be lonely. This is where it is key to understand work time and connection time. Because when we're connected to other individuals, we feel more connected, we feel unique. We go into parasympathetic mode, we give love. Our neurotransmitters provide us with love. We just want to give. And the reason why I mention that is because if we're spending 47 years of our life at work, how many years are we spending with other people? How many years are we spending not being stressed? Why are we driving ourselves to be so stressed at work when there are so many things that we can do? And I'll name 3 right now. Number 1 is have a job that you love. Do what you love, what you're passionate about. Have a job that you look forward to, that you're filled with love, that you cannot wait to do. Number 2, take a holiday, reduce your stress levels. Take that holiday that you've been talking about for years, months, decades. Go on a holiday, switch off and connect to the local people, make human connections. And number 3, what I would suggest is also make meaningful relationships in your work. Be surrounded with like-minded individuals who love what you do and they love what you do, and vice versa, you love what they do. And you just interconnect with each other because you are going to be happier, you're going to be less stressed, and your business is going to thrive. Well, that's my little 2 cents on work stress, what it does to our health, and what we can do about it. Let me know in the comments below, what have you learned today? Let me know. Or give me a thumbs up if you agree. Give me a thumbs up if you agree. Thank you so much. Love, like, share, subscribe. Do what you do best. Thank you so much. Until next Monday, love you.